This is video number 7 in the multi-part series of why and how to cool down your twin cam and Milwaukee 8 engine. We talked about what our target temperatures are. We talked a little bit in the last video about why those are our target temperatures. And in this video, we're going to talk about some of the often ignored or little known secrets that you just never hear about from most mechanics, but they play a huge role in both how much power your engine generates and how long that engine is going to last. Your Harley engine is made up of a lot of different metals. What you find when you look at temperatures is every different part of the engine is being subjected to different temperatures. The more stable the temperature is, the better the engine is going to run. So setting aside rider and passenger comfort from having a cooler running engine, we're going to look at what the optimum temperatures are within the engine, because it's different in different parts of the engine. Just a quick aside here, obviously if the engine's too cold, it's not going to produce good power. The engine has to be warmed up to produce good power. It's not going to produce good power when it's at 100 degrees or 140 degrees. It's got to get up to operating temperature. And when it's too hot, it's going to be sluggish. Everybody has experienced that who's ridden in hot weather. So we want to be at the optimum temperature. At DK, we are always looking for ways to increase power and increase the longevity of our Harley engines. So we discovered some really interesting information that is common knowledge in the performance engine building world. And I'm going to read it to you exactly. These are 3 never talked about secrets. To produce the best power, not only is there an ideal temperature for the engine, different parts of the engine have different ideal temperatures. So the first is the intake. From the air cleaner all the way to the intake valves needs to be as cold as possible. So when we talked about that we want the engine to be 195 to 220, that's what we want the engine to be. But the air cleaner from the air cleaner to the intake valve, the colder it is, the stronger your engine is going to run. So it needs to be as cold as possible, which is why the NASCAR racers literally use ice in their engines to cool it down. So number 2, and this is the important one, the cylinder walls should not heat up the air before compression, but also not cool down the gas at combustion. The compromised temperature at the cylinder walls for best performance is 190 degrees. So you want those cylinder walls to be at 190 degrees because that's the best compromise to have as dense a air as you can in the combustion chamber and not be cooling down the gas at combustion. And then the third is that the exhaust should be hot, but not be made any hotter by restrictions or reversion. So the hotter the exhaust is, the better, because it's going to help pull that exhaust out of there to make room for more cold air and fuel to come into the combustion chamber. So you want the exhaust to be hot, but not hot because it's all backed up from an overly baffled exhaust and that's heating it up. You just want it to be hot. So you want your air intake as cold as possible. You want your exhaust as hot as possible, but not from restriction or reversion. And then you want the cylinder walls to be at 190. So what we found, that if you have your engine running between 200 and 230 on a twin cam and 260, 270, 275 on an M8, that your cylinder walls are going to be very close to the optimum temperature of 190. We've talked a lot about engine temperature, and we realize a lot of people don't have power visions or FP3s or a way to really read what their engine temperature is. But there's a really simple way to find out what your engine temperature is if you have an oil cooler. If you look at what your oil temperature is after running 45 minutes to an hour, at a steady clip, 50 miles an hour or faster, you're going to have a very good idea of what your engine temperature is, because the oil is going to normalize with the metal. I mean, that's the whole thing. They're right next to each other. They're going to normalize at the same temperature. So that's another way that you can find out what your engine temperature is. And you want to shoot for a max of 230 on your oil temperature. The oil temperature is always going to lag. Your engine's going to get to 230 way faster than the oil temp. And so that's why you got to run it long enough for everything to get heat soaked. And then your engine temperature will drop way faster than your oil temperature will. So the oil lags both ways, both in heating up and cooling down. But it's a good way for you to gauge where your engine is running. So that wraps up this 7th video. Finally, in the next video, video number 8, we're going to talk about things that you can do that will cool down your engine to the optimum temperatures we've been talking about. So I'm really looking for the next video. We're going to talk about a bunch of free stuff that you can do. Doesn't cost a penny to cool down the engine, and some of it, we're talking 20 and 30 degrees cooling down. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Please share it with your friends. They'll probably find it interesting or useful. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. It helps us out. And you all ride safe out there.